Let's be honest, you've probably imagined how amazing it would be to instantly learn something, like snapping your fingers and boom, you've got it. Maybe you wanted to learn a cool skill, like doing a flip to impress your crush in sixth grade, or learning to play the guitar or piano. Maybe it was mastering something like running faster, jumping higher, or even that viral dance from 2016. Essentially, you just wanted to be the cool kid, the one everyone noticed. Now, as teenagers and young adults, our learning desires have shifted. We want things that will benefit us in the long run: business skills, a new language, technology, or sports. But the truth is, most of us aren't great at learning efficiently. And honestly, it's not our fault. Schools taught us to memorize facts for a test, then forget them the moment the bell rang. But memorization isn't learning. Learning is about understanding, applying, and retaining information so well that it becomes second nature. Think back to when you last tried learning something new. Maybe a language, a musical instrument, or a skill like coding. What did you do? Chances are that you crammed, read a ton, or watched endless tutorials, only to find nothing stuck. Why? Because most of us focus too much on input, reading, watching, or listening, when we should be focusing on output, doing, practicing, and teaching. Learning is like swimming. You can read all you want about swimming, but the moment you hit the water, you'll sink if you haven't practiced. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, states that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. When it comes to learning, focus on the core principles that give you the biggest return. Want to learn a new language? Don't try to memorize 10,000 words. Focus on the 1,000 most common ones. They make up 80% of everyday conversations. Want to play guitar? Start by mastering the basic chords mount before diving into complex solos. Once the essentials are in place, everything else becomes so much easier. One technique that can help you master the essentials faster is active recall. Instead of passively reviewing information, actively test yourself. It's not a new concept, but it's incredibly effective, especially when preparing for exams. For example, if you're learning history, don't just reread the same paragraph about World War II for the 10th time. Close the book and try to recall what you just read. This forces your brain to work harder, which strengthens your memory. Think of it like lifting weights for your brain. Just staring at the dumbbells won't make you stronger. You have to pick them up and do the work. But that doesn't mean you should overload your brain. Cramming might feel productive in the moment, but it's only a short-term solution. The spacing effect, on the other hand, is a long-term strategy. This principle says you learn better when you spread out your study sessions, ideally 30 to 60 minutes a day over the course of a week. Here's why. Every time you revisit a topic, your brain has to retrieve it from storage. The more often you do this, the stronger the connection becomes. It's like carving a path in the woods. The first time, it's rough and overgrown, but with each pass, it gets clearer and easier to navigate. So instead of studying for 6 hours straight, break it into 6 one-hour sessions over the week. Your brain and your sanity will thank you. Remember the swimming analogy? If you want to learn faster, you need to practice. But not just any practice. Deliberate practice. That means focusing on the areas where you're weakest, not just breezing through what you already know. It's uncomfortable, sure, but that's where real growth happens. For example, if you're learning to draw, don't just sketch the same anime character over and over. Push yourself to draw hands, faces, or perspectives. Whatever feels hardest for you. It might be frustrating at first, but this approach will help you improve so much faster. Here's a learning hack you might not expect. Teaching. It might sound counterintuitive, but when you teach, you're forced to organize your thoughts and explain concepts clearly. This not only deepens your understanding, but also reveals any gaps in your knowledge. And if the person you're teaching asks questions, it challenges you to think critically and solve problems. Don't worry, you don't need an audience. Just set up your phone and record yourself explaining the topic, as if you're making a YouTube video. This simple exercise pushes you to truly grasp the material you're trying to learn. Engaging multiple senses is a powerful way to learn and make something second nature. Your brain thrives on variety. The more senses you involve, the better you'll retain information. For example, if you're learning Spanish, don't just read the words. Listen to native speakers, watch Spanish YouTube channels, and speak the words out loud. Combining visual, auditory, and physical inputs creates stronger neural connections. It's like building a house. The more materials you use, the sturdier the foundation becomes. Learning doesn't have to be boring. In fact, the more fun you make it, the faster you'll learn. Start by setting small, achievable goals and rewarding yourself when you reach them. Turn challenges into games, compete with a friend, or try apps that track your progress and reward you with virtual badges. It might sound simple, but your brain thrives on dopamine. Every time you achieve something, even something small, it releases a little burst of this feel-good chemical, motivating you to keep going. Be mindful of distractions. While apps with virtual badges can be motivating, they might lead you down a rabbit hole of TikTok or YouTube if you lose focus. To stay on track, try putting your phone on silent or closing unnecessary tabs. Remember, multitasking is a myth. Your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. So instead of half reading a book while scrolling through Instagram, give your full attention to the task at hand. Let's not underestimate the power of sleep. It's just as important as the effort you put into learning. Your brain needs rest to process and consolidate the information you've taken in. And the best way to do that? Sleep. During this time, your brain strengthens the connections you've formed and clears out the clutter. So if you're staying up all night cramming, you're not doing yourself any favors. In fact, you're sabotaging your progress. Taking regular breaks while studying isn't just helpful, it's essential. Just like your muscles, your brain needs time to recover after intense focus. And when it comes to mindset, remember this: believing you're bad at learning only holds you back. Instead, adopt a growth mindset, the belief that you can improve with effort. Start small. Replace "I can't do this" with "I can't do this yet." That simple shift in perspective transforms failure into potential, opening the door to progress. Finally, don't forget to enjoy the process. Learning isn't just about gaining new skills, it's about growing as a person. Share in the comments your own tips and techniques for learning faster. I'm sure everyone will find it fascinating to read and exchange experiences.